This is my old lighting setup, and thanks to the people over at Great Video Maker, this is my new lighting setup. Alright, that's so much better. Now I'm still using the same fill and rim light back here, but my main key light has been upgraded to the GVM Pro SD200B. I wish camera gear had easier names to remember. This is the GVM Pro SD200B. It's the smallest and lightest monolight in their Pro series. My very first impression when I pulled it out of the box was, oh, this comes in another box. But my next impression when I pulled it out of that box was, alright, this thing is premium. It comes with a reflector and a power supply to get it up and running. It looks super sleek and feels really sturdy. It's made of aluminum alloy and weighs just under 6 pounds. So this is a bicolored cob LED light that outputs 200 watts of power. It has a CRI of 97 plus and a TLCI of 97. This thing is crazy bright. At max brightness, this delivers 45,400 lux at 1 meter with a standard reflector. I like to use softboxes on my key light, and since the SD200B uses a standard Bowens mount, it was easy to adapt all my light modifiers to it. I wanted to make this video right though, so I picked up the 36-inch parabolic softbox from GVM. I've honestly never used a parabolic softbox before, and I wasn't ready for how huge this thing was. I don't have a lot of room here where I film my videos, but I luckily have enough space to be able to back this light up and use this setup. If you're a little more tight in space, I would suggest just getting a standard softbox. Link in the description. So like I was saying, I film a lot of my stuff here in a relatively small space, and I keep this light between 1 and 10% intensity depending on the look I'm going for. By the way, it's a stepless adjustment and you can adjust the brightness to the decibel, so you can dial in the perfect brightness. Since I mostly film indoors, I don't ever see me using this light at 100% unless I really need a 10, which I'm not against honestly. All of the controls for the light are right in the back of the unit, and there's even a nice OLED screen here to navigate everything. But to make things easier for vertically challenged people like me, once you power the light on, you can control all the functions of the light with a GVM app. Along with their standard lighting, there's a light source matching mode that gives you a variety of preset lighting styles to match specific scenes or real-world light sources like sunrise sunset, and studio lamps. The SD200B can also do 12 special lighting effects like lightning and paparazzi, or my favorite, fireworks, for the colorblind. Now to keep from overheating, this light uses a sophisticated active cooling system with a built-in fan to manage the heat dissipation. Smart, which is the default and most common mode. This is basically auto mode that lets the internal sensors adjust the fan speed based on the temperature. This is at 50% on smart mode. High mode that runs the fan at its highest speed continuously. This will be the loudest mode but will offer the best thermal management. Alright, this is 50% intensity, fan on high mode. And finally, silent mode, where the fan is either completely off or runs at a very low, almost inaudible speed. Still 50% intensity, but on silent mode. This mode is going to be crucial for video production to allow you to record clean audio without any fan noise interfering with your sound. The light is set in a U-frame, and the angle is adjusted with these angle lock fasteners, one on each side. There's a V-mount slot to attach the power supply, which is really secure, but oddly not as functional as just dangling it. Well, that's if you're using a huge parabolic softbox like I am. When you need to angle the light down, it bumps into the power supply. Don't get me wrong, I actually love how this holds the power supply and I wish all my lights had a mount like this. I just think there could have been a better placement for it. So in the camera world, the SD200B is technically considered a budget light, which is insane to me because this just looks and feels premium. I almost want to say it's overkill for someone like me who mainly makes YouTube videos in front of this table. Now before GVM reached out to me, I was actually looking at the Amaran 200X. It's basically in the same category as the GVM Pro SD200B, but it's a 250 watt light. Now beyond that, the specs are roughly the same. They both produce 45,400 lux max brightness. Somewhat similar CCT range, with the GVM going from 2700 Kelvin to 6800 Kelvin, while the Amaran only goes up to 6500 Kelvin. The Amaran has a slight edge in TLCI, 98 versus 97, but the GVM has a better CRI at 97 versus 95 on the Amaran. Bringing roughly the exact same specs, the big difference here is the price. The GVM Pro SD200B comes in at $185, while the Amaran is almost $100 more. I know I'd rather save $100, especially if I'm getting the exact same studio quality performance as the GVM. And actually, if you want to save even more on this light or on anything from GVM, make sure to use my code RALPHGVM to save on your total purchase. Alright, I'm gonna go buy some lottery tickets with the money I saved. Hey, I may have saved money, but I never said I was good at saving it. See ya. This is my old lighting setup, and thanks to the people at Great Video Maker, this is my new setup. I didn't even snap that well. This is my old lighting setup, and thanks to the people over at Great Video Maker, this is my new lighting setup. Actually, I gotta go over, change all these lights around. Ugh. All right. All right, where am I at?